Continuing with my videos on maritime law for mariners, I have previously covered many clauses as they form part of the charter party agreement between the charterers and the ship owners. Today I cover three additional concepts, and these may be part of your charter party agreement as well. So it's a good idea for you to understand what each of these means. I'll give you the links to my previous videos as well along with this video, and make sure you watch all these videos if you want to gain a good knowledge, a holistic knowledge of the maritime law. So short videos help you to memorize these laws, because if you can remember some of the key words that I use, some of the key differences, you can see the differences between each of these clauses. It will help you during your examinations as well, especially if you are preparing for mates, masters, written or oral examinations. So let me start with explaining what is full reach or burden, and then I'll talk about the withdrawal clause, and then I will move on to the Cesser clause that is forms part of the charter party agreements. So we'll start with full reach and burden. So in the description of the vessel, the cubic capacity and various deadweights against the different zone drafts shall be mentioned. Full reach, the term full reach in a charter party agreement refers to cubic capacity, whereas the burden refers to the deadweight of the vessel. If the vessel fails to utilize its cubic capacity or deadweight, that is, if it fails to utilize its full reach or burden to a maximum permissible, then the vessel can be penalized by the dead freight. It is thus important to ensure that optimum utilization of the vessel is done as per charter party, because the charter party, the charterers basically they earn sometimes through the freight, because the charterers have leased the vessel from your ship owners. You may be there as the ship owner's employee, but then once you're on the vessel and the vessel has been chartered, you become the charterer's representative as well. So it is your duty to utilize the full reach and the burden of the vessel to load maximum cargo for the charters, because that's how the charterers earn money. Alright, so they are paying for leasing the vessel to the ship owners, but they will earn the money, and part of it may sometimes go to the owners as well, depends on the charter party agreement. But the more cargo you load, it's more money for your owners and charters. So it is important to ensure that optimum utilization of the vessel is done as per charter party, unless caused by circumstances that are not within the control of the vessel. So of course, if you feel that loading the cargo is hampering the safety of the ship, the cargo or the crew, or it is may affect the seaworthiness of the vessel, and you can justify it, then of course you don't have to load the maximum cargo. Sometimes even factors like the constant and the freshwater generator capacity and crew consumption are mentioned, and vessel parameters should be within compliance. Then we have the withdrawal clause. In withdrawal clause, owners may withdraw the ship from the time charter as follows: if there is a breach of the charter party, if the charterers do not pay their dues by the due date, and if the vessel is being used by the charter party or the charterers rather in unlawful trades. So this clause is included, the withdrawal clause is included in the charter party agreement between the charterers and the owners to basically protect the owners. So owners always have the option to withdraw the vessel from the trade or take the vessel back or stop leasing the vessel to the charterer if any of these factors are found to be happening. So if there is a breach of the agreed charter party agreement, so if the charters then sometimes they engage in unlawful practices, they try to break the law or break the agreements of the charter party, try to make the vessel or the ship's crew do something which is not part of the charter party agreement, then the owner can always take his vessel back. Also, if the charterers do not pay the dues owed by them to the ship owner for leasing the vessel, then again the owners may take back the vessel. They will opt out the ship from the charter party agreement. And if the vessel is being used in unlawful trades or being sent into ports which do not form part of the agreement, where there could be risk of wars there, and these are not covered in the charter party agreement, then again the owner may take the vessel back. Finally, we have the Cesser clause. Now, Cesser clause normally forms part of a voyage charter. Now, under a voyage charter, it often occurs that the charterer is not the shipper of the cargo, but actually is the person who transfers that right to someone else. Alright, so the charterer takes the vessel, leases the vessel from the ship owner, but they themselves don't become the shipper of the cargo, and they transfer that right to somebody else. There's a third party that gets involved other than the charterer and owner. So in such a case, the charterer, as soon as his profit is assured, will have no further interest in the ship and voyage, and will be quite satisfied to leave the work of carrying and delivering the cargo to the ship owner. It is customary for the charter party to then contain what is known as the Cesser clause, of which the following is an example. The charterer's liability shall cease as soon as the cargo is shipped and the advance of freight received. On receiving advice from charterers that they are exercising Cesser clause, master then must consult the owners accordingly and then seek the owner's advice on how to proceed with the rest of the voyage to avoid any kind of discriminatory or unlawful behavior from the third party, that is the shipper of the cargo, who gets involved in such an agreement. Alright, so as soon as the charterers will do that, they should by Cesser clause declare it and let the master or the ship owner know as well. So I hope you understood the salient differences between each of these clauses, the Cesser clause and the other two clauses that we talked about. Let me know what you thought about this video, guys. These videos are very useful for you if you are preparing for the topic of maritime law. Short videos helps you to understand the clause, remember the keywords, helps you to answer written examination questions or oral examination questions. I'll see you soon with my next video. Bye, guys.